Hello, I'm Sharon North Pohl from Zesty Change, and I am passionate to rewild women, especially women over 50. But if you need a little bit of rewilding and you're not 50 yet, I have some tips that can help you even then. But after 50, we end up with some extra special challenges as women as we move through menopause and weight gain and hot flashes and kind of a disconnect in our life. So I'm passionate to help other women reconnect in a way that they can drop weight and enjoy their life and rewild themselves. And I have 3 tips that I have developed over the time, and it has really helped me live a passionate, full, zesty life. And it wasn't always this way. I went through a time when I'd gained a lot of weight. I went through a difficult divorce. I went through some health challenges, and I had to reinvent myself. And through that, I've learned some tips, and I hope that I can share those with you today so that you have some shortcuts in how you deal with life as you move through the decades. So I believe in get up with more energy, get dressed, loving your clothing and loving your body, and get out to rock your bucket list. Get outside, get out for adventure, and get out to connect with your friends and your family. So those are things that have really helped me live a full life. And I'm 74, rocking my bucket list. I just came back from a trip to Costa Rica with my granddaughter. We had a great time, and we did a lot of things that I didn't believe I could still do. We did a raft trip down a river in inner tubes. We did amazing hiking and kind of bouldering through these rivers. It was an amazing trip. And I couldn't have done that if I didn't have a vital life, if I didn't have vitality, a good weight, and a healthy attitude. And that's what get up, get dressed, get out is all about for me. And I hope I can make it that way for you too. So the first one, the get up with more energy. How do you do that? Well, one simple thing you can do is just pay attention to your sleep and make sure you get 7 or 8 hours of sleep. Just that simple thing over a year will help you drop weight and eat less. So you will consume less calories if you're well rested. If you consume less calories, you'll have an easier time manage your weight gain. And managing weight gain is a never-ending problem for women as we age, especially. And the other thing that I highly recommend is having a morning routine. Having a routine that you're committed to, and that you're committed to some things that will uplevel your vitality and your health. And one thing is get up at a reasonable time every day and go to bed at a reasonable time. I try to go to bed at 10 every night, and sometimes it slips. Sometimes I don't get to bed at 10, but that's my goal. And I get up around 6 in the morning, and I do some meditation. I do a little bit of either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe sometimes 20 minutes of meditation. I do that every day. I get up and do 10 to 15 minutes worth of simple little exercises, stretching and some exercises with an exercise band. And I do that every morning, as well as have a routine of what I'm going to eat. And I usually eat a protein-based, vitamin-based shake. And I eat a shake with a powdered vitamin in it that's rice bran based, and it has all of the vitamins and minerals and a lot of adaptogens and things that you need. And then protein powder, because protein is key. As we age, we start to lose muscle mass, and muscle burns fat. Fat doesn't burn fat. So if we maintain a good set of muscles, toned muscles, muscles that we take care of and muscles that we work with, we will be able to maintain our weight much easier. And I drink that shake most every morning. Some mornings I'll have eggs, and occasionally I'll have a hot cereal. But I'm committed to have a good breakfast every morning, and I try to make sure that it includes all the nutrients that I'm going to need for the day, because having a good breakfast and a good start to your day is key to having a good day and having a day where you're going to take care of yourself and you're committed to it. And if you have a routine that you're committed to, you'll be more successful. Almost all millionaires and multimillionaires have a morning routine. They have something that they're committed to, that they do every day, that they do it without fail, and that they're committed to doing it. And one of the things that they do is they read something inspiring most mornings. They have mentors. They have people that they look up to, and they do affirmations. Affirmations are a big deal, and that is talking nice to yourself. And sometimes when we gain weight, we find ourselves not talking nicely to ourselves, saying, oh my God, you're never going to fit into that. You're way too fat. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way that fits. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way my seatbelt fits. I don't like a lot of that stuff. Well, those are negative comments. And the more positive things we say, the more healthy we will be, both mentally and physically. And part of that is realizing that we've made neural pathways with negativity, and we've made those pathways really strong. They're like little freeways into our mind. And the more we control positive thoughts, the more we build new neural pathways, the pathways that say, I can do this. I'm on top of my game. I'm looking beautiful. Yeah, I'm aging, but I'm still beautiful and I'm still capable. And I'm going to eat really healthy today and feel really good about what I put in my body, because that's going to make a difference in how I feel as I age. So vitality is important, and mental vitality is really important. And talking nice to yourself is a very important part of the puzzle. A lot of us gain weight for a lot of different reasons, and really a lot of them are mental. Their dissatisfaction, their discomfort, their unhappiness, their old trauma, they're things that are mentally not right with us, that make us seek comfort in food. So the more we can be positive, the more we can recognize that things aren't perfect and that things are never going to be perfect, but not to dwell on them and not to have conversations inside our mind about it'll never work. Those kind of conversations sabotage us. They sabotage our mental acuity. They sabotage our diets, and they sabotage our zestiness, our aliveness. So those are some important things to think about when you first wake up in the morning, to have a plan, to have a morning routine, to be committed to it. And don't beat yourself up if you don't get it all done, if you don't make it all happen, because life happens and life gets in the way. But if you have a routine that you can manage, and don't make it so complicated that you can't get it all done, just do some simple things every day. If you can only do 5 minutes of meditation and 3 minutes of affirmations and 5 minutes of exercise, do that. It's better than nothing. And consistency, even if it's not ideal, consistency is key. So you can make huge changes one small step at a time. So don't discount yourself if you don't get through your whole complicated morning routine. Make it simple, and on busy days, just do a little bit. Do what you can, get it done, but commit to it. And the more you commit to doing something, the more you'll feel emboldened. You'll feel more alive. You'll feel more zesty, and you'll feel more wild. You'll feel like you can do it. Whatever it is, you can get it done. So that's my first tip on the getting up with more energy. Remember, sleep 7 or 8 hours. And a key to sleeping well is to turn off electronics a half an hour before you go to bed. Don't drink caffeine past about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't have bright lights in your bedroom. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. So getting that sleep will help you be mentally more attuned for the day, and it will also help you manage weight. You'll eat less calories. So those are some tips about sleeping to control weight. The next thing is getting dressed. And getting dressed without anxiety, and getting dressed to love your body. And how do you do that? Well, as we get older, our bodies change. So one thing I recommend is you do an inventory of the things in your closet that fit, that feel good, that you like, and that make you happy. And the things that don't fit, are uncomfortable, and don't make you happy, get rid of them. Move them on. And don't always go, oh, I'll fit into that someday, or I'll buy something new when I lose 10 pounds. I've found that if you find things that fit your body today, the way it is, that look good on you, that are comfortable, that you like, that are appropriate for what you're going to do, that you'll feel better. And sometimes you just have to wait for your body to come to where you want it. But in the meantime, treat it nicely and put things on that feel good and look good, because no matter what you weigh, no matter how much weight you've gained or how much you've lost, there's always things that you can do for your body type as it is today, so that you can feel good in your clothing, so that you can feel happy, so that you can feel alive. I always like to wear bright turquoise and pink. I have some black things that I wear occasionally, but I try not to dress in drab colors. And turquoise reminds me of the sea. I lived in the Caribbean for a long time, and the pink sunsets there remind me of the pink. So I wear bright, beautiful clothing that makes me happy, makes me smile, and I hope makes other people smile too. So choose things that put a smile on your face, and when you smile, people around you will smile. I helped a friend go through their closet, and I call them making pods, making collections of clothing that go well together. And she did a purple and gold and black pod. And when she wore the purple, she found that people were more inclined to talk to her, that they came up to her and said, "Ah, that's a great outfit. You look beautiful." So people are attracted to color like hummingbirds. When you're a flower in the world, people will notice you and you will notice yourself. And that's why you don't want to wear just basic brown and black all the time. And if you're in that rut, I suggest find some bright scarves or some jewelry or some accessories that'll liven that up and make you feel like you're the flower. You are the queen. You're the flower of your life. And as you change weight, be aware of the clothing that still looks good on you and those that don't. And hopefully you're on a path that you'll get to your ideal weight, and it will take time. But as I mentioned in the beginning, you want to feel good and happy and not anxious about your clothing on your path to your ideal weight. So don't wait for something beautiful. Wear something beautiful as you move towards your goals. As you're moving through that, you're still beautiful. You still have lots to give. And as women in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, sometimes we just feel, oh my gosh, I'm just not what I used to be. No, you're not what you used to be, but you're so wise and you have so much knowledge and so much experience now that really we're queens. We're not princesses anymore. And dress like a queen, act like a queen. Share your knowledge and your expertise with others, with young people, with your college friends, with youngsters in your life that need some wisdom. Wisdom is beautiful and it's powerful. And if you're wearing a bright outfit that you're comfortable in and you feel good in, it's easier to share some of that wise information and wise experience and all the things that you've done in life. So that's one way that I have found that you can dress without anxiety, and you can dress to love your body no matter where you are on your transition to vitality and good health. It's a journey, it's a path, and we don't go for perfection, we go for improvement. So try to improve yourself a little bit every day. Get a little bit more exercise, walk, get your protein. Make sure that you're eating a lot of good, clean, healthy food. And one tip is to use a smaller plate. Fill your plate with vegetables. You can eat as many vegetables as you want, as much salad as you can eat, as many broccoli stems as you can get in your plate. You can eat abundant food if you really focus on eating green. If you're eating green vegetables and reduce the white products in your life, white flour, white sugar, white rice, anything that is full of a million ingredients. Try to eat things that are simple things, one ingredient or two ingredients, vegetables, fruit, brown rice, uh, whole grain oats, things that have the kernels still on them and that are brown rather than white. Because when we eat a lot of processed foods, they're stripped from a lot of their nutrition and they have empty calories. And the more of those processed, sugary, starchy foods we eat, the more we crave. And the more green foods you eat, the more of those you'll crave. So those are the things that can help you with your getting dressed with more enthusiasm and loving your body, is when you're taking care of how you eat. And if you make those choices, you will naturally start to drop weight, because it's the processed foods, the chips, the snacks, the unhealthy food that packs on the calories and that are designed to make you want to eat more of them. So fill up on greens and use a smaller plate. That's another tip, is just use a salad plate for dinner instead of a giant plate. And if you're going to fill it full, start with a big pile of lettuce and greens, and then put your protein and things on top of that or next to it, with less of it than what you would have for your main course. Really focus on greens, vegetables, and you can have a lot of fruit for dessert. Watermelon is delicious. Sometimes I freeze watermelon because it makes like an ice cream kind of snack, and it's just fruit. So those are some tips to get in your clothes that you love and feel a little bit better, drop a few pounds as you do that. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is the get out part. And what is that, getting out? Getting out is multifaceted. It's get out to connect with your friends and family. A lot of us, as we age, become isolated. Our kids are gone. We've got kind of the empty nest syndrome. Sometimes we've lost our parents. Sometimes our friends have moved away, or we've lost some of our good friends. So one way to get out is to get out of your comfort zone and reach out to people. I recommend that you call somebody once a week, and that you have a partner, a friend that's on a path of vitality with you, that you have someone that is on an exercise program or a vitality eating program. I don't call them diets, because diets never work. It's a lifestyle change. So the more you can find other people that are doing that lifestyle, the easier it'll be for you to do it. And if you connect when you go out to dinner, it's easier for you to order the big salad and the side of vegetables and a piece of fish or chicken instead of the Alfredo sauces and all of the cheese sauces and all of the pasta and those things that, if you go with people that aren't on a vitality mission, they might be ordering things that tempt you to go out of your path to eating green, eating as much green, healthy, one ingredient foods as you possibly can, and limit the oil, limit the starch, and limit the sugar. Those are some real key things to staying lean and losing weight. The other part of getting out is get out every day outside, to get out and walk. And I know it's harder if you're in a cold climate in the winter, but we have the rest of the year that we can get out. And a lot of us, I'm fortunate to live in climates where I can get outside. And what about steps? So I recommend you walk between 5,000 and 10,000 steps a day. What is that? What does it take? Well, 5,000 steps is 2.5 miles. 10,000 steps is 5 miles. How long does it take? The first one, 5,000, takes about an hour, and 10,000 takes about 2 hours. And you don't have to do it all in one big hour or 2 hour long walk. You could do a couple. You could do a couple of half hours. You could do a couple of hours. And if you are walking every day, you will drop weight. You can lose about 10 pounds in between 10 and 24 weeks if you're committed to walking 10,000 steps a day. If you walk 5,000 steps, it'll be closer to the 24-week mark. If you walk 10,000, it'll be closer to the 10-week mark. And that's by just walking and eating sensibly, not being on a diet, not restricting everything you eat and everything you do, just being conscious of lean protein, vegetables, and fruit as your mainstay. You don't have to starve. You can eat so many vegetables that you're stuffed. There's a lot of protein in broccoli, which I just realized. And beans, although they have starch, they're really good, complete protein. All kinds of beans and legumes are really good, and you can buy them and soak them. Oat groats, you can soak for morning oats. Oat groats are the oats that still have the outer sheath on them, kind of like brown rice, only oats. So those are some things that you can add to your routine. And doing your get out part, you can just make sure that you're walking at a minimum of 5,000 steps a day and shoot for 10,000 on any day that you can, which is 2 hours out. And you will start to drop weight, especially if you're adding a smaller plate and lots of lean vegetables to your routine. The other part about getting out is rocking your bucket list, doing the things that you've always wanted to do. And a bucket list isn't just a list of things that you name and say, I'm going to climb Everest or I'm going to dive the Great Barrier Reef. And your bucket list will change over time. Some things that I was going to do when I was 20, I'm not going to do at 74, where I am right now. Although I just did some things at 74 that I questioned why I was doing them. But I made it through it, and it was great fun, and I did it, and I was happy to still be able to do it. And part of the reason I was able to do it is that I'm a good weight. I work out. I have good muscle tone. I have good muscle mass, and I still have good balance. So I can do some things that somebody 74 who is 50 pounds overweight and doesn't exercise at all might not be able to do. So those are the things that getting out to see the world, you want to be comfortable. You want to enjoy that. You want to be able to go to Disneyland with your grandkids and fit in the rides and be able to walk around the park and be able to do things that embolden you as you age. And that's what the rewilding is all about, is being able to be vital enough, strong enough, healthy enough, mentally, physically, and spiritually to partake in life fully, to live fully. Because what good is life just sort of living, just sort of, going through the motion? It's no fun. So the more vitality, the more we are close to our ideal weight, the longer we'll live in a healthy way. As we get a lot of belly fat built up, it affects our internal organs, and we are more susceptible to diabetes, and we're more susceptible to strokes and to heart disease. So the more you can manage your weight as you age, the healthier you'll be, and the longer your life will be, and you'll be taking care of yourself instead of calling on others to take care of you. And that's a big part for me. It's not about losing weight. For me, it's what I can do when I feel good, what I can do when I'm vital, that I can get out and see the world, that I can travel the world, that I can snorkel, that I can go to remote islands and do a hike around and not be out of breath and not be struggling. I just went to the Yellowstone and to Bryce and Zion with my family. And yeah, I wasn't nearly as strong as the 20-somethings were, but I could still do it. And I could still get out there and do those hikes and enjoy the beautiful scenery, the fresh air, and the amazing experiences that life has to offer when you do get out and rock your bucket list. And what about a bucket list? Well, it changes. And I recommend that you have some things on your bucket list that you can do, that you make smart goals, that you make things that are achievable, that they're timely, that you put a date on it, that you say what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and that you start saving the money for it and the time for it so that you can get it done. And some bucket list things are simple and inexpensive. I always go to botanical gardens when I travel because they're inexpensive. Sometimes they're free. They're beautiful. They are great exercise. I love taking pictures of flowers. I love seeing all the diverse flowers and different things all over the world that people grow. And it's an amazing, inexpensive trip. A bucket list trip for me is to see the botanical gardens and other estates and great homes that people have built and they always have great gardens attached to them. So that's one of my bucket list things. And sometimes you can do them in your own area. You might look and see what's available that you haven't been to right around your hometown, like museums, small museums that maybe you've never seen. Maybe it's, a half an hour, 45 minutes away. I live in Santa Cruz part of the years in California, and there's a lot of things close by. It's not very far to go to San Francisco or to Oakland or to San Jose or Monterey. And there's a lot of things in those places that I haven't seen yet. So I can make bucket list things that don't take an expensive plane fare or, a long vacation. I can do them in a day or on a long weekend. And I recommend you take a look around too, because those things embolden your life. They empower you. And sometimes you can do them with your grandkids or young people that would enjoy having someone take them to something like that. So those are some bucket list things that you can do that are simple, easy, and not real difficult. So getting out is connecting with people. And bucket lists, if you travel, which for me is part of what my bucket list is about, is travel, you get experiences that you don't get other ways. You get humble. You realize how lucky and important it is to be able to live in a free country like we do and have enough clean water and enough to eat and good roads and enough money to live comfortably. It's not common in the rest of the world. When you travel to other places, you realize how fortunate we are and how much we have. And you see really other people with incredible entrepreneurial expertise when they don't have much. People that build these little courses and tours that are in other countries, and they're very innovative. And they've made inroads into these tourist areas where you can walk and go through rivers and do things that they have created the paths. They've made it happen so that they can have an income and so that they can make things happen. And I was just in Costa Rica, amazed at the entrepreneurial adventure thinking that some of these young people that have made these tours, that have made inroads into the forests and places where you can go and see animals and see things that are changing in the world. The world's changing. And to see wild animals in their place in Africa, in Costa Rica, in the sea, they aren't what they used to be. And they're never going to be what they used to be. So if you want to see those places, I recommend that you get on with it, because they aren't always going to be there. So I am a big believer, and I help women that I work with. I'm a life coach and a lifestyle coach, and I'm passionate about helping women really live fully through their life, to not just get to 80 or 90, but to get there loving it and enjoying it and having a lot of fun. So I would love it if you would join my Facebook group. It's called Zesty Women 50, 60, 70, 80 plus. I added 80 plus from one of my women in the group who's 80. And it's a place where you can share adventure and you can share tips and ideas and things that you want to do. And on this summit, there's a couple of gifts. There is a Zest assessment gift, which you can take. And you can take a look at what's working in your life and what's not working. And it comes with a free 30-minute Zest assessment and a mini plan from me. So that gift comes with it's a sunflower that you kind of look at the areas of your life, you fill it out, and then you book an appointment with me. No obligation. Just we look at it, make a little mini plan to help you be more alive, zestier, and help you rewild your life. And then for the VIPs, you get a really special gift. You get a digital copy of my book, which is called Zesty Change. And it's 30 stories from women that have had really difficult things happen in their life and have come out the other side as thrivers, not just survivors. And you also get access to my membership group, which has a lot of great information about health and nutrition, and it's got over 250 pieces of content in it. So you get free access to my membership group for a year. And so you get a lot of things by being a VIP. So it's worth it. So I'll put my little website on the bottom of this video, and it's zestychange.com. And remember, my Facebook group is Zesty Women 50, 60, and 70 plus. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today. I hope I've shared some tips that you can take home with you and activate and work on and drop some pounds and have some more fun. Rewild your life. Love your life. It's the only one you get as far as I know. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in my Zest assessment and having a little time to get to chat and make a mini plan for you. So thanks for listening. I'll look forward to talking to you